Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to part two of my Canadian content video. So, again, this is strictly Canadian um, content, all bands. Again, I've excluded all the big stuff like Colin James, Brian Adams, that kind of stuff. Although I think I do have one Colin James and a couple of Brian Adams albums. I just didn't include them. I mean, I'd be here for a month of Sundays. I just did the stuff that I'm really into, all the metal and punk and the metal, the punk, hard rock, stuff like that. Anyways, now on with part two. Now these guys came out in 1983. Another Toronto band. I got a lot of Toronto bands. A lot of bands come out of Toronto. It's like kind of like California. A lot of bands came out of California. I'm not going to recite any because I can't remember any. I know there are a lot of bands that came out of California. Metallica, all the LA scene, like all the big bands, Rat, Motley Crue, Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Exodus, Slayer, the list goes on. But like them, a lot came out of Toronto. So this one came out in 93 or 83. They are a thrash band, 5 albums, Sacrifice. Everybody should know Sacrifice. This is the 1986 66 album. It's all demos from the Torment and Fire Exorcism demos, the Forward Determination demos, and Soldiers of Misfortune demos. There's a limited to 666 copies. Blah blah blah. This is 439 out of that many. I always hate it when bands do that. It's just to me it's so cheesy. And like I know it's metal and everybody thinks it's cool. I don't think it's cool. I think it's ridiculous. However, it is what it is. These are all the demos. Anyways, awesome stuff from Sacrifice. Another band out of Saint Bruno, Quebec. That is the next province. If you look at a map, it's over here. I'm not on a map. They got 3 albums out. Well, 4 technically. This is the greatest hits, but I don't have their third album, and that is Sword. This is a Unidisc version. It came out in 2021 on Aquarius Records, but it's a Unidisc. The foiled cover and that their album, they released all their albums on this foiled cover a couple of years ago, and this one is a magma orange. And yeah, I have, like I said, I have the first 2. I just still have to pick up the third one. I haven't bitten the bullet yet, but I will. Awesome band. Songs you probably know: Stoned Again, Follow the Wheel, Out of Control. Children of Heaven is probably the big one. Sweet Dreams, Evil Spell, The Threat. Just great album. Great band. They had split up, but apparently they're back together now. Out of, well, this is a cross. I guess they started in Calgary, and they're kind of a Calgary, Portland, Oregon band. It came out in 2017, and that's Traveler. I believe they have 3 albums out, just straight up heavy metal. If you like Striker, Enforcer, Bullet, that kind of stuff, Skullfist, that's what this is. It's just straight up heavy metal. I have the first 2, this one and this is Termination Shock. I don't remember the other one, but I have it. Now, speaking of Stryker, they came out in 2007 out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Came out 2007. They have 7 albums out. Their latest, this isn't their latest. This album came out in 2014, strictly limited edition. I don't know why. I think it's a gold colored album. Double vinyl. 4 bonus tracks on this album. Watching You, Roll the Punches, F Volcanoes, and 2 Minutes to Midnight. See? Out of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, which is just around the Waterloo Guelph area, just on the other side of Toronto to the left. Is now the only song they ever had that was really big is Say Hi to My Girlfriend, and that is a band called Sire. It says they have 2 albums out. The guys came out in 86. They came out, if you like Bonham, who else would they be like? Tangier, Bonham, that kind of style, I guess. Clean vocal style. I wouldn't say Cinderella. I don't know. House of Lords, Juliet, bands like that would probably be who this band would be good for. I haven't listened to this in a long time, but the song Say Hi to My Girlfriend is a freaking awesome song. It's the most memorable song on the album. Again, out of Waterloo, Ontario is... Or wait a minute. Did I screw that up? No, that's not. I did that right. Okay, sorry. I got it on my notes, and I'm kind of... I didn't flip. There we go. Now this one is from... This band came out in 1981. Straight up heavy metal. The first song I think on this album is like a thrash song, if I remember correctly. They got 2 albums out. This is Sigh. I forget. I saw somebody on YouTube with this, and I'm like, that album looks familiar. I just decided I'm going to go on my collection to see what I got. And lo and behold, I got it. I don't know where I picked it up. Oh, I do. Up at my local record shop, $25. And I know that it's a local record shop because of the price tag. That's how he does his price tags. This one came out in 88. I can't I gotta be honest, I don't remember it. Like, I've been trying to listen to all this stuff that I haven't listened to in a long time, so I can give you guys a better run. I can't remember. I know this is a straight up heavy metal band. With the first track, I Was Born Again. I want to say it's a quick one. I can't remember. But having said that, I don't know. I'll have to throw it on again and really give her a whirl. This band I absolutely love. Out of Hamilton, Ontario. They formed in 1975. I don't know how many copies of this album. I've got, I think, all their albums. I've got like demos, bootlegs. I think there's just 2 bootlegs. I got a 7-inch. I don't know where the 7-inch is. It's in there somewhere. But that is Teenage Head. I freaking love this band. And again, this is another one of those Unidisc deals. This is on pink vinyl with blue and yellow swirl. If you look kind of there. It's really cool. Unfortunately, Frankie Venom and Gord Lewis are not with us anymore. This has the Teenage Head is an embossed logo. I have the original that came out that was not embossed, and it was just a black cover like this. And then I have another one that's the rough texture. album. Yeah, and I have it on. I have this on CD as well. So I have, I think, and then there's this version, which is brand new. I've never even played it. There's no need to. Originally came out on Attic Records in 1980. Um, just let me see. This is okay. So Svengali, this is the band that they covered with Disgusting or Disgusting. Brand New Cadillac is great. They have they're considered a punk band, but they have a lot of different influences in it. And Wild One has got piano in it, so it'd be like a punky version of like Jerry Lee Lewis kind of stuff. Something on My Mind, Let's Shake, which is kind of a rockabilly kind of thing, but not, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to listen to it. I highly recommend this band. This band is friggin' awesome. I love Teenage Head. I got about, I think about 4 albums they had. How many albums did I say? They have 8 albums out. I think I have 7, I think. Or I have all 8. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. Out of Vancouver, Canada this time. Hard rock band formed in 1970. 14 albums. Chilliwack. And this one has Brian Too Loud McLeod, and he was the guitar player for the Headpins. This one has What You Gonna Do, and yeah, just What You Gonna Do was the big hit off this one. I don't remember the other ones being anything, but I have the other one. This is Opus 10. I have the other one with Fly By Night on it, and I have a couple of Chilliwack albums. I don't mind this band at all. They're just a hard classic rock kind of band. Now, another band formed in 1981 out of Toronto, Canada. 5 albums. Almost lost the guitar player singer a number of years ago in a bad motor vehicle accident. I think he was in Australia. Coney Hatch. These guys are fantastic. First Time for Everything is probably my favorite song forever off of anything these guys have ever done. I saw this band in, where did I see them? The Hideaway here in St. Catharines. Little bar the size of my room here, basically. I saw them up close and personal. They were amazing. Just thought they were awesome. I should have grabbed my other. Yeah, I should have grabbed my other one, the other Coney Hatch. Where's the H's? Oh, it's down there. I should have grabbed that one instead because I have a little story to tell. Anyways, I'll tell it, and I won't tell it. Yeah, I'll tell it. So I was at a record shop in Toronto, and was talking to the guy at the front. It was just like this little. It looked like it just had opened a few months prior to us being there. I went with my best friend, and I looked up in the corner, and its record was jammed in a pipe. And I said to the guy, I go, "What album is that?" And he pulled it down and handed it to me. It was a Coney Hatch record. And it was the promo. It was a 4-song promo that they gave out to the record labels when they had their first album. I think it's called Devil's Deck. No, I can't remember. I'm losing my mind because I can't remember some of this stuff. Anyways, it was the very first Coney Hatch record, and it has Devil's Deck on it, Hey Operator, stuff like that. And I bought like I said to the guy, "How much you want for it?" And he goes, "I don't know. Give me $5 for it." I gave it to him. Brought it home. Long story short, the album was in mint condition. The cover was a little bit because it was jammed in a thing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't 100% either. But in between each song, Kim Mitchell, who produced the album, introduced every song. It was really cool. So, yeah. And then I got Andy Curran, who was the bass player and singer for Coney Hatch. This is his one and only solo album, I believe, with no tattoos, gotta stay cool. My mama never raised no fool. I don't know. Yep. This one came out in 1990 on Alert Music, which is a Canadian label. Same label as Kim Mitchell. Put out some of his stuff, or all of his stuff. I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Out of Kitchener, Ontario. 14 albums came out. This band started in 1974. They have been a hard rock band, a heavy metal band, a glam metal band. They've gone through everything. They got blues, they got everything. That is Helix. And I pulled this album out. And I pulled this album out because the drummer just passed away not so long ago, probably 2 weeks ago or so. And story about this album, I have this, 2 copies or 3 copies of this. I was in my local record shop, same record shop I go to all the time, and I spotted this. For some reason I pulled it out and I had to buy it because it's signed by Daryl and Greg. And then this dude here, I haven't got a friggin' clue who that guy is. I was hoping it was this guy, Paul Hackman, but because he is long since passed away as well. But this is, to me, this is Helix in their heyday. This album, Rock You, Young and Reckless, Animal House, Gimme Gimme Good Lovin', Make Me Do Anything You Want, which probably is one of my favorite Helix songs. I just love that song. 6 Strings, 9 Lives. Shout out to Darcy, because I know that Darcy loves Helix. I mean, hence the channel. 6 Strings, 9 Lives. Yeah, Darcy. See you, buddy. Yeah, just a great, great, great metal band. And actually, Daryl, I bought his. He was in a band called Tracy Kane, I believe. And he was posting it on my. Like I had him on Facebook for a while, and he posted that he was selling a bunch of copies because he found some in his storage room. So I bought 2 copies, and I had them both signed. And I sent one to my buddy Scott, and I kept one. 1989 came this band, the Headstones, out of Kingston, Ontario, up near Ottawa, which is the Quebec Ontario border. These guys are a mix of everything as well. I think they're considered a pseudo punk band. I can't remember exactly, but they're a rock and roll punk band, everything. These guys have got 10 albums out. I have every single one of them. They've got 2 on vinyl, this one and the aptly titled Headstones. My favorite song from them is Cemetery. I just love that song. Yeah. Headlight Holds a Deer, Flight Risk, Tangled, Hotel Room, Ashes, Pilot Light, Rink. They just did a cover of Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot, another Canadian artist. And I mean, if you've heard Gordon Lightfoot's version, it's amazing, 100%. But to me, Headstones, they do it justice. They have a little spin on it because they're a heavier band, but it's friggin' awesome too. And I'm sure that Gordon Lightfoot loved it. Formed in 1979 in Calgary, they got 9 albums out, straight up hard rock. And that's Loverboy. I saw these guys in July, actually, with this past year in 2023 with Foreigner. Man, was it ever a good show. Mike can still sing. He can't sing the high notes anymore. Can't do that scream and turn me loose like he used to. But yeah, this has got the hits. I think all their songs were hits, really. This has got The Kid Is Hot Tonight, Turn Me Loose. Yeah, two of those songs. First two songs. It Doesn't Matter, Teenage Overdose. Yeah. I mean, these guys are all in their. I think Paul Dean is in his late 70s now. It doesn't move like they used to. They're kind of. Mike Dean does not look like that anymore. He's a little bit more round, but he's also in his late 60s too. But yeah, great band out of Calgary. Okay, next up, this lady was born in Belleville, Ontario, which is 3 hours up the highway from me, but formed her band in Toronto, and that is the metal queen herself, Lee Aaron. This is probably my favorite metal album from Lee Aaron. I just realized some girls scribbled their name on it and I didn't even notice it. This album is, at one point, was very hard to find. This came out on Attic Records in 1984. Lee Aaron, the song Metal Queen. If you don't know that song, your head in a rock somewhere. I highly recommend that you get it. Lady of the Darkest Night, such Deceiver, Steal Your Love Away, Hold Down, Breakdown. Just a great album. Excuse me. Now we're gonna get into some heavy hitters. I'm talking real heavy hitters. Up first is my ultimate favorite band, Rush, formed in 1968. Geddy Lee didn't get into the band until I think 70, 69, 70, 71, maybe 72. Can't remember exactly. Neil Peart didn't get into the band until their second album, which was 74, I believe, with Fly By Night. These guys got 19 albums out. They are no more, because Neil Peart has long passed off. I think he's been gone 4 years now. These guys have influenced everybody. They've done progressive rock, heavy metal, hard rock. I would even say pop rock, like a lot of synthesizer stuff, like with the Power Windows for stuff. There's an era in there. I call it the second era of, and then there's the third era, and then the first is everything up until this point, and then this is when they started to get into the more synthesizer stuff. This one actually is a press that came out in 2015. They repressed all their albums and resubmitted all their, or released all their albums. I have every single Rush album in multiple copies, in multiple facets. I think altogether I have about 87 Rush albums. Just Rush albums, like cassettes, CDs, and vinyl. I have like 87 or 88, almost 90 copies of everything. I friggin' love this band. Up next, to me, is a Rush light, but not so light. You know what I mean? They're a prog band. I call them a prog band. They are a synthesizer band. They are a vocal band. They are a friggin' amazing band. Probably my second favorite Canadian band ever. That is Saga. This is probably my favorite album cover from Saga. That's why I picked this album. They were kind of into the chapters as well. The first, remembering when, chapter 9, Uncle Albert's Eyes, chapter 13. They kind of did chapter 13, and then Not This Way, chapter 10. You put them all together, I guess, forms a story. It's kind of like the Rush stuff, I believe. Again, this is a Ear Music press. They pressed every single record out in 2021. If I remember correctly, Dwayne Laz, he was purchasing all of them as well. Human Condition didn't get pressed with with this ear music, and that's because it had a different singer, and Behavior, I believe, didn't get pressed on ear music. I don't know why. I think it had something to do with publishing rights. But everything else, and these guys have 22 albums out. So everything else for the other 20, which I have down there, I have a whole one section about that big. And that's all my Saga stuff. I've got a couple of 7 inches, and I got a couple of 12-inch singles and stuff like that. Freaking love Saga. Love Saga. And last but not least on this video, the other heavyweight of Canada, another 3-piece, and that's Triumph. World of Fantasy is probably my favorite Triumph song. Follow Your Heart being a close second. This album has Never Surrender, Allied Forces, When the Lights Go Down, Magic Power, Late on the Line. Late on the Line is probably my third favorite. But this was recorded in various cities on the Allied Forces tour, Never Surrender, and the Thunder 7 tours, 81 to 85. Spellbound is on this. Follow Your Heart is on this. Fight the Good Fight, Magic Mind Games, Midsummer's Daydream. Oh, it took me a while to find a really good copy of this, but I did, and I found it at a very cheap price too. I think I paid $10 for this a number of years ago. But anyways, that's part 2. Part 3 is coming. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to go watch a bit of TV, charge my watch, watch a bit of TV and relax. I'm the only one home, so I'm going to chill out. Maybe I'll listen to some music later. I don't know. But anyways, you guys take care of yourselves. I hope you dig this. I know I got a third part to do. But I have to write all the information down like I do like that. Just like the date they came out, where they're from, how many albums, what style of music. Very brief kind of thing, right? Yeah, so hopefully you guys have discovered some new Canadian music. Let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys in part 3. Cheers.